Picture this, a steaming hot slice, gooey cheese stretching from crust to plate, the aroma of tomatoes and herbs filling the air. Pizza! It's one of the world's most beloved foods. But how did a humble flatbread from the streets of Naples transform into a global icon, topping menus in every country on Earth? Today, we're diving deep into the entire history of pizza, from ancient civilizations baking flatbreads on hot stones to Italian immigrants spreading pizza across oceans to the multi-billion-dollar pizza chains we know today. Pizza's history is more than food. It's a story of culture, trade, migration, and innovation. Think about it. Every slice you've ever eaten carries thousands of years of history. Ancient Persians flavored flatbreads with cheese and dates. Greeks topped theirs with oil and herbs. But it was in Naples, Italy, that the magic combination of tomato, cheese, and bread truly gave birth to what we now recognize as pizza. In this video, we'll travel through ancient ovens, royal palaces, immigrant neighborhoods, and modern delivery apps. You'll learn how pizza conquered empires, crossed oceans, and became a universal language of comfort. So grab a slice, sit back, and let's begin this delicious journey through time. Long before pizza had cheese or tomato sauce, humans were already baking flatbreads. In ancient Mesopotamia, people used mud brick ovens to cook dough. The Persians, around the 6th century BCE, topped flatbreads with cheese and dates. The Greeks created plakis, flatbreads seasoned with oil, garlic, and herbs. These early versions weren't quite pizza, but they laid the foundation. Flatbreads were the perfect food, cheap, filling, and adaptable. Soldiers could carry them, farmers could bake them quickly, and merchants could top them with whatever ingredients were available. Bread itself was seen as life. Flatbread became the canvas of countless civilizations. But the real turning point came with a crop that wouldn't arrive in Europe until thousands of years later, the tomato. Native to the Americas, tomatoes would eventually change the game, transforming plain bread into the earliest pizzas. Without tomatoes, there's no margherita, no pepperoni slice, no deep dish. But in the ancient world, the flatbread was still a staple, eaten everywhere from the Persian Empire to the Roman Republic. Think of it this way. Before pizza became a star, it was an understudy, waiting patiently for its big break on the global stage. When tomatoes first arrived in Europe from the New World in the 16th century, people didn't know what to make of them. Many Europeans thought they were poisonous. After all, tomatoes belonged to the nightshade family. For nearly 200 years, tomatoes were grown as ornamental plants, admired for their beauty, but rarely eaten. That all changed in the poor neighborhoods of Naples in the 1700s. Hungry Neapolitans, experimenting with new foods, began spreading crushed tomatoes onto their flatbreads. Suddenly, something magical happened. The acidity of the tomato paired perfectly with baked dough. Add a little cheese and herbs, and the earliest pizzas were born. Naples was a bustling port city, filled with working-class people who needed cheap, filling meals. Pizza, sold by street vendors and baked in communal ovens, became the food of the people. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't refined, but it was delicious. And it was theirs. Ironically, what started as poor man's food would soon catch the eye of kings and queens. But before royalty took notice, pizza belonged to Naples, thriving in its alleyways and bakeries. The tomato, once feared, had finally found its destiny. By the late 18th century, pizza was deeply embedded in Naples culture. It was still considered street food for the poor, until royalty got a taste. In 1889, King Umberto I and Queen Margherita of Savoy visited Naples. The queen was curious about this local dish everyone seemed to love. A famed pizzaiolo, Raffaele Esposito, was summoned to prepare something special. Esposito created 3 pizzas. One was topped with lard,
another with garlic and anchovies, and the third with tomato, mozzarella, and basil, the colors of the Italian flag. Queen Margherita adored the third one, and so it was named in her honor, the Pizza Margherita. This royal stamp of approval elevated pizza from a humble street snack to a symbol of national pride. The margherita became the standard, the pizza against which all others were measured. Suddenly, pizza wasn't just food, it was identity. From then on, pizza became more than just survival cuisine. It was cultural expression. Naples had given the world a masterpiece, and its fame was only just beginning. As Italians emigrated to the United States in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, they brought pizza with them. At first, pizza remained a local treasure of immigrant neighborhoods, especially in New York and Chicago. The first licensed pizzeria in America, Lombardi's, opened in Manhattan in 1905. Using coal ovens, Lombardi's introduced New Yorkers to the flavors of Naples. Pizza spread slowly, mostly eaten within Italian communities. But World War II changed everything. American soldiers stationed in Italy during the war tasted authentic pizza and fell in love. When they returned home, they craved the dish, and demand skyrocketed. Soon, pizza was no longer just for Italian immigrants. It became part of the American mainstream, blending Italian tradition with American innovation. New York thin crust, Chicago deep dish, Sicilian squares, regional variations exploded. Pizza was no longer a foreign food. It was America's food.
By the mid-20th century, pizza was everywhere in the U.S., but one innovation changed it forever: delivery. After World War II, suburbs boomed, families wanted quick meals, and entrepreneurs saw opportunity. Domino's, founded in 1960, introduced fast delivery with its famous 30 minutes or less guarantee. Pizza Hut, founded in 1958, expanded rapidly, turning pizza into a sit-down family experience. These chains standardized pizza, making it cheap, accessible, and consistent. For better or worse, they also introduced mass production, where local artisan pies gave way to conveyor belt ovens and frozen dough. Pizza became less about tradition and more about convenience. But here's the twist. Even as chains grew, pizza culture thrived in parallel. Local shops still experimented, creating unique flavors and styles. The chains spread pizza worldwide, ensuring that from Tokyo to Sao Paulo, everyone knew what pizza was. By the late 20th and early 21st century, pizza had become a canvas for creativity worldwide. Japan experimented with squid and mayonnaise pizzas. Brazil topped theirs with green peas. In India, paneer and tandoori chicken found their way onto crusts. And of course, Hawaii gave us the eternal pineapple debate. Meanwhile, in the U.S., pizza styles continued to diversify. New York perfected the foldable slice. Chicago pushed its deep dish to epic proportions. Detroit offered its caramelized crust squares. California made gourmet pizzas with arugula, goat cheese, and sun-dried tomatoes. In Italy, purists fought to preserve tradition, leading to the creation of strict guidelines for authentic Neapolitan pizza. Protected by law, true Neapolitan pizza must be baked in a wood-fired oven using San Marzano tomatoes and mozzarella di bufala. Pizza had become both a sacred tradition and a playground for reinvention. The truth is, there's no single correct pizza anymore. It's a global phenomenon, constantly evolving to reflect local tastes and cultures. So here we are, thousands of years after the first flatbreads,
hundreds of years after the tomato arrived in Europe, and decades after pizza conquered the globe. What started as a humble street food of Naples has become a symbol of unity, diversity, and creativity. Pizza is more than bread, sauce, and cheese. It's a story baked into every culture that embraces it. Next time you take a bite of pizza, remember, you're not just eating melted cheese on dough. You're tasting ancient flatbreads of Persia, Greek oils and herbs, Neapolitan ingenuity, American reinvention, and global creativity. Pizza connects us. It adapts to local ingredients and traditions, yet always feels familiar. It's the food of kings and queens, soldiers and students, families and friends. And maybe that's why pizza is the world's favorite food, because in every slice, there's a little piece of history and a whole lot of joy.